and welcome to another episode of Adventures with a Home Health Aide. Before we begin, quick shout out to Elena. Ma'am, that coffee, mwah, did everything it was supposed to do. It was amazing talking to you. I had a blast. Queen of the football moms, feeding the troops, absolutely love it. This one's for you. So, I got to have a visit with Bubby today. Now, Bubby is hilarious. Bubby is quick-tongued. Bubby is feisty and fiery, and I had so much fun. She tried to teach me Yiddish. I didn't succeed. And how is it that older women can make that noise, that, I don't do it right, but that, and you just feel this damn big? The only two words I really learned today were Bubby, which is grandmother, and tchotchkes, which is apparently little knickknacks you put in a shelf. I dusted probably 1,000 of them. But today, Bubby had to go to the doctor. Not a big deal. Bubby says she's going to go get ready. I said, absolutely. I'll be here waiting. Bubby goes in the bathroom, comes out of the bathroom, and I actually had to do whoa. Because Bubby just hot. Bubby was looking spicy. And I looked at her and I said, all this giddy up and get for a doctor? And she looks at me and she says, oh, you'll see. Cool. Transport van comes. We get on. We go to the doctor. I'm sitting there with Bubby and, the nurse does her thing. And finally, Bubby goes back to see the doctor. And Bubby turns and looks at me and says, well, come on, girl. A nurse starts to say something about I can't be back there, and Bubby just... Nurse right away just... Okay, well, she really can't... Okay, well, are you comfortable with it? I said, I'm comfortable with it if she's okay with it. And the nurse just... I went with Bubby. So there I am. We're sitting in the office, or we're sitting in the room, right? Nurse does her thing, and the minute the nurse closed the door, Bubby sprang into action, checking the makeup, applying the perfume, checking the lipstick, none on the teeth. And then she goes ahead and she looks at me and she says, do you have a hair tie? No. I have a hair clip. How big is it? I said, it's a big clip. I wear big hair clips. It's a big clip. She went, oh yeah, that won't work. I need something smaller. Oh, give me that. The paper clip? Yes. Okay, why am I giving you a paper clip? Hurry up and help me. What are you doing? I need you to pull back my bra straps, and we're going to use this paper clip, and we're going to keep them hooked together somehow. But why? Oh, come on, you're perky, I'm not. I've breastfed 8 children. They're hanging to my knees. Get my boobies back. Get your boobies back. I feel like Justin Timberlake would make a song to that. Get your boobies back. I can feel it. Oh, God. So anyway, I did what I was told. And she's looking down and she looks at me and she looks down and she looks at me. And next thing I know, she's grabbing tissues out of the tissue box and she's patting. Y'all, this woman is patting and puffing. Oh my God, she looked like a nervous 16-year-old girl in the bathroom right before prom. Just... At one point, she told me to grab her bra straps and pull them back real hard. See if they could get just a little bit higher. Honey, they ain't going to go no higher. Baby, they ain't going to go no higher. And in the middle of all this, we hear footsteps outside the door. She quickly pushed me back in the chair, threw the tissue box across the room, and sat down like nothing had ever happened. You've done this before, haven't you? Doctor comes in. The minute that man opened the door, I understood why Bubby was doing what she was doing. Why are some of the younger male doctors and female doctors walking into patient rooms looking so lickable? I'm just going to say it. Lickable. How and where in all of the GQ universe have they plucked these individuals from and thrown them into medical school? And I had to, y'all, my flabbers were gasted because this fiery, feisty woman sitting beside me suddenly turned as frail as tissue paper. And the good doctor had to help her stand. And the good doctor had to help her to the table. And I'm watching her. She is full on just hands on the ass, petting the chest. She full on tripped and accidentally cupped a little bit of the front butt, if you will. And I'm looking at her, and I know she sees how I'm looking at her because she's giving me the old. And I'm like, oh, yep, you know what? That's a wall. That is a wall. That's a plain white wall. Is she cupping his ass cheek? I'm not looking, Bubby. Bubby, I'm not looking. Appointment's over. We get back in the van. We get back to her house. As we're walking through her kitchen, she's pulling tissues out of her bra and flinging them like an elderly flower girl at some weird-ass wedding. Gets right back into her house coat, comes and sits down, looks at me and goes, how did she looked at me and she went, I'm going to get me one of those cellular phones. Oh, you don't have one yet? Nope, I'm going to get me one because I'm going to get a picture of that doctor's ass. Bubby. Don't judge me. You were looking while I was cupping. Bubby! We sat down, watched some TV for a little bit, told Bubby I had to go. Could I do anything for her before I left? And she said, nope, she was fine. She just wanted a picture of that doctor's ass. And as I drove to my child's bus stop, all I could see was how many times she actually cupped a feel of that doctor, and either the young man was so polite he didn't realize it, or he was just not caring. She really does want a cell phone, though.